Frank Nitty here, folks, and we're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers win over the Minnesota Vikings, 21-16. This was the Packers' first win against the Vikings since the end of the 2016 season. I know it's ridiculous when I say that we have been on a long loser streak, those bastards, for this long. This win was really important, not only because we've been struggling to beat the Vikings, but also it was the second division game in a row to start the season. And when you're starting the season against two really tough defenses, with the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings, who are both in our division, it's really important to come out with those two games with the win. So with this win, this puts us now in first place in the NFC North at 2-0. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the offense and what I thought about watching the whole game. Like I said, last week we played a tough defense in Chicago with the Bears, and we barely got there with a win. And this week we played another tough defense with the Vikings. Unfortunately for the Packers, they gotta play those guys, those damn teams again. So anyway, the offense in the first quarter looked like the offense we want to see from the Packers all season long. Rodgers was sharp, completing his passes. He was getting the ball out quick. The run game was there, and we were punching in the end zone. Before you know it, it was 21-0, and the first quarter had yet to end. The offense, defense, and special teams gave us a look at what this team can do when it's running at peak efficiency. Rodgers getting the ball out quick. The offensive line got movement a lot at the line of scrimmage. They were making room for Aaron Jones to run, who then slashes his way for a first down or a touchdown. The Vikings, they had their chances to score before the half, but they missed that. They missed the field goal, I believe, and then they turned the ball over a few times. After the second quarter, the Packers offense just not the second quarter, but after the first quarter, the Packers offense just died. I mean, it was like someone took a shotgun to the whole offense head and just pulled the trigger. Without context, you'll be questioning how we won despite only scoring in the first quarter. Well, the drives just flamed out. Drives flamed out after the Packers failed to execute. Geronimo Allison, he fumbled the football after picking up a first down. Marquez Valdez Scantling dropped a third down conversion, and the Packers failed to convert on a 3rd and 1, and then later a 4th and 1 deep in the Vikings territory. And that 3rd and 1 play call was just awful. I don't know why the hell we were lined up a shotgun. We should have just ran the football. Well, and as I said, without context, you wonder how he still won, despite only scoring our points all in the first quarter. Well, let's start with Kirk Cousins. Now, he did not have a good game at all. He was missing throws, overthrowing open targets, and he was making some really poor decisions. He finished the game 14-32 for 230 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Like Mr. Trubisky, he probably should have thrown more interceptions if our corners had better hands. I like Jair and Kevin King, but those guys don't have the best hands in the world. and then Jair, he's talking a big game. He's running his mouth, and that's great. I love that we got a corner that's very confident what he can do. But you gotta always bring in those big plays home, man. You can't be missing opportunities like that. But I thought the pressure on Kirk Cousins was fairly good. We didn't really allow him at all in the entire game to have any sort of consistent rhythm in the passing or stay in the pocket for too long on passing downs. We got decent pressure, and the big sack that caused the fumble, which he almost fumbled the play directly before that. Uh, I don't know, man. If you saw this when you looked at this game yesterday, you saw what can happen to the Vikings if they try to put the ball in Kirk Cousins' hands too much. When you got to, and Kirk Cousins should not be your main focus in the offense at all. He's not going to go out there and just win you games in crunch time like that. He just isn't. He's not that type of quarterback. If Kirk Cousins had, but at the very least, if the Kirk Cousins had played a better game, the Vikings probably still could have won because the Packers offense died after the first quarter. The play, our offense, the play calling was starting to get a little bit frustrating to watch, and how things would just get away from, and how quickly we would get away from the run game. The biggest bright spot and the most consistent guy on the offense was Aaron Jones. He averaged 5 yards a carry again, and he actually had a career high in rush attempts at 22 carries. And he had it, and obviously he rushed over 100 yards, which was all really good. Was all really good on his stats. And like I said, every time he got a good run, we quickly just went back to the pass, and it was just pissing me off because it's like when that was happening, it just felt like firing Mike McCarthy changed nothing. When you have a good running game, you don't need to be so pass happy. You can lean on your run. There's so many great things that come out of having a decent run game. You can milk the clock. It can help keep sustain drives. You can wear down the defense. It opens up play action in your passing game. You keep the opposing team on the other side, on the sidelines. There's so many good things that can go right with a good running game, and so many things that can go wrong when you try to be too cute and try to pass the fucking ball. Okay, the Vikings defense, to their credit, they adjusted and they cleaned it up, and they were doing a great job shutting down our pass attack. But we were able to run the ball effectively against them the whole game. So there was no reason to take the ball out of Aaron Jones' hands so fast every time he would make a play. The drive where we started near the end zone, Jones gets us a first down, and after that, we threw the ball 3 times in a row. And I was just furious. Like, I was heated watching that stuff, man. And I was tweeting about it on my Twitter. If you're not following my Twitter, follow me. I'll put it down in the description box. But I was furious watching that game. You keep giving that man the ball. Keep feeding him. All right. And I had some Packers fans who disagree with me, and that's fine. But in my opinion, you keep feeding that guy if he's got it going. You keep giving him the football. So after Kirk Cousins' first interception, he ran once. Excuse me. Like I said, to continue on what I was saying, after Kirk Cousins' first interception, he ran for a good gain the next drive, and then we passed the ball the next 2 plays and we turned the ball over. So it was just absolutely horrible play calling. So that all that needs to be cleaned up. Aaron Jones needs to be heavily featured on the offense because he's our only playmaker next to Devontae Adams, and it's why this offense continues to struggle. Not enough guys on the offense to make plays. So if you can effectively shut down Adams and Jones, we got nothing. Aaron Rodgers may still be our quarterback, but he's far from his glory days. All right, just look at the way he's moving out there. His footwork in the pocket isn't very good. He struggles to escape pressure. I mean, Rodgers has literally become a sitting duck at this point. Like, his escapability is gone. Teams can easily get to him now. And again, I know we played 2 big good defensive teams, but I'm telling you, those glory days are over with. The sandlot football, scrambling around for his life, trying to find somebody open. I really think that's really pretty much lost with Aaron Rodgers at this point. I don't know. Maybe he can still pull something out, some spectacular pace somewhere down the road. But if we want this offense to be at its full potential, Rodgers needs to just become an efficient pocket passer at this point in his career if he hopes to play to his 40s. He has to. And he has to get the ball out quick and avoid taking unnecessary sacks, which the play calling sometimes doesn't always help when you got guys running routes that are like 15 yards down the field, and there's no underneath in intermediate routes that he can get the ball to. So I think that's what needs to change. As far as our defense goes, they had another pretty good week. I mean, they had some slip ups. The first slip up was that 75-yard touchdown by Dalvin Cook, which was a really good run by him. And Darnell Savage, being the rookie he is, he took a really bad angle and he missed the tackle in the open field. But I don't want to fault him too much or anything because it's hard to stop a healthy Dalvin Cook in space. He's a really good running back, a tough runner, and he was able to run the ball very effectively for well over 100 yards at the end of the day. So we unfortunately did not completely 100% do our job as far as slowing him down. The run defense has got to improve. We cannot allow running backs to be getting big yards like that. And you take away that 75-yard gain, Dalvin Cook was still doing a good job averaging at least 8 yards per carry. So that needs to get better. Tackling needs to get better. There was a lot of missed tackles by those guys up front and in the secondary. So while they had some slip-ups here and there, the defense I still felt was playing all right. They got 3 turnovers, all of which were huge, especially at the end with that pick in the end zone, which was a terrible decision by Kirk Cousins. And like I said, he's ultimately going to hold that team back if they lean on him too much. They got the Vikings once again have another stud at running back, this time with Dalvin Cook. So if I'm the Vikings, I limit Cousins' passing attempts like they did in the Atlanta game. When you saw the way the Vikings used Kirk Cousins in the Atlanta Falcons game, that's the way he should be used throughout the entirety. You don't try to put the ball in his hands. If I'm the Vikings, don't put the ball in Kirk Cousins' hands. Limit his passing attempts, and you lean on your run game, and you got that defense. You got that really solid, good defense. If they do that, the Vikings will still continue to be a problem for the Packers and everybody else in the division, and they can push for the playoffs. As far as the Packers go, to wrap this all up, as I said, the offense needs to play 4 quarters, and We just need more playmakers to emerge on the offensive side of the ball, or it's going to be too easy for opposing teams to scheme against us. And stop trying to be cute and pass the ball when you got a really good running back behind Rodgers that you can lean on more and not rely on him to do everything. All right? Stop trying to put so much on Rodgers. And you got to go out there and you just need to be efficient and execute. Guys like Geronimo, Marquez need to step up, not drop passes, not turn the ball over. Jimmy Graham needs to be more used and involved in his offense. And Rodgers, like I said, needs to continually get the ball out of his hands in rhythm, as you saw in the first quarter. And the Packers can do that and click on all cylinders like that on offense with that really hungry, ball hogging secondary and defense up front we got. This Packers teams can be really good, and we'll know exactly what type of team we're dealing with in the next coming weeks. But until then, let's enjoy the fact that we beat the Vikings. We beat the Vikings' ass. Fuck the Vikings. We're 2-0. We finally beat those bastards after losing to them so many games in a row. God damn, it felt good. Sorry, guys. After doing all that analysis of the game, I'm finally just being a Packers fan, just being happy we beat those motherfuckers. I hate the Vikings. Can't stand them. It was great to finally beat them. And fuck you, Stephon Diggs. All you did was catch one goddamn pass, and you want to take off your helmet talking shit. Sit down, chump. We beat you. Let's go, Packers. I'm out of here.